All right, what about now? You guys hear me now? Can we hear now? Holy shit. Oh, yes, let's go. All right, I don't know what the hell that was. I've never had that happen. All right, well, that was a great start. All right. Oh my God, there's so many people, bro. All right, so what are we doing here? So I was looking at uh, platinum futures, and if you look at yesterday, I've been talking about these lows for a while. These lows right here, all these failure swings. Now, I don't like how we came short of this high. That's pretty whack, right? You have these equal highs up here. If this ran it out, it would be really nice context. But just as far as the way this candle's trading intraday, pretty nice. You have the open, make a move up. And you have that intra-candle chain steady living, right? Trading away from the open. And then again, falling short of these lows. So I still have something to target here. And then we basically create a New York high up here. Uh, find support off these opposing candles. So I'm looking for a continuation into these lows possibly for platinum, but you guys probably don't even trade platinum. I was looking at CL. The previous high was looking pretty good on RB. Let me show you guys. So again, the candle opens up, makes a low, finds supports in this fair value gap that we really needed to break for in order for this yesterday's candle. So we have like a SMT right here or something. Where was it again? Let me just find this. We had some SMT somewhere. I actually don't remember. So Monday. Oh, it's like right here, right? 5th of December. Yeah, we had this SMT here, but I don't think that's gonna hold, to be honest, because of the profile today. So if you look, right, we made that closing on first, and then we created this SMT. That's not what you want to see, right? Um, so essentially, we have a London low of the day on CL. We make this opposing candle. Once we do that, then obviously this becomes a target, right? This is a possible reversal point, possible. I just don't like how the profile is being created on CL, where we have. I'm gonna turn on my session indicators here. Where we have this high resistance run here. Um, if you look at the 4-hour candle, I would need the 10 a.m. candle to open up and really create that reversal, right? But yeah, longs were like kind of clean. If you look on the 15-minute stuff here, they were decent. Some decent opportunity. This down close candle when you run out this short-term low, uh, just this fair value gap and whatnot to the previous high. Yeah, we'll see if we form a reversal here. You do have like these lows here, but it gets S&T. But we'll see. If you just look at the daily chart and CL, it's very ugly. Like very, very ugly. Um, yeah. So we pretty much have this swing low off of this point here, off this purge of this low. So it does make sense if we draw up here. So yeah. Talk about NQ. So coming into the day, we have these failure swings, right? And ES took these lows out, right? Look intraday, we have some SMT at the lows of the day. I just don't trust this, to be fair. Like this, I know there's SMT here, but I'm looking for like the high of day to get formed off of this high, ideally, and then create an SMT there to reverse. That would be more interesting to me, I think. Um, but yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Entry techniques, sure. Oh, okay. I have like FX replay pulled up, so why not? Um, so what you're looking for is just a target. Like obviously, you need a established draw on liquidity. Then you need an established low to trade away from. That's as simple as it get. Like that's as simple as I can put it. Is you need to draw liquidity. And you need an established low to trade away from. So what is an established low? Basically high resistance manipulation. So if I look here, if I wanted to get here for this draw, right, then I need to have manipulation. So really my whole entry model is revolved around the 10 a.m. open. Usually I'm trading the 4-hour expansion. Let me delete this. Right. So where's really the only relevant area in this particular day to get to this high, the previous high? It's really just this low to trade off of. I mean, this fair value gap is kind of irrelevant, right? Um, because it's so large. We already tagged it. So it's really just this low. So if 6 a.m. manipulates, and this is the only area to reverse from, then I need to see displacement inside of the 10 a.m. open right here. And this being the like not an expansion yet, all right? The open is too far away. This is when I look for the reverse to happen inside of 10 a.m. candle. And if you just look at ES, you can see how this delivered a lot nicer. You actually get to the high. So, but anyways, so when I drop down to the 15-minute time frame, the 5-minute time frame, I can't really use the 15-minute for a chain of state delivery. I can only use like a inverse, right? But if I just go to the 5-minute, this is when you have to drop down. I see a clear chain of state delivery. Um, so now at this point, the low of the 10 candle is now protected by a opposing candle. And so now I want to see opposing PD rays fail on the left side of the curve, right? So this is where I want to see opposing candles form to support price higher. And I think I entered like somewhere right here, right? So entered here. First partial was at this high. Basically, ES took this high, so I partial again, like over here or something. And then I just closed it at the end of the day. We didn't reach that target, but yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Like if you use the fractal model, it's very similar to that. It's just in a expansion after manipulation, you expect opposing candles to support price, and you have the buy side, sell side of the curve that help you. But yeah, this is literally how I trade off of the 4-hour. I could show you like so many examples. North Korea, why is the Wi-Fi that ass? Is the quality terrible, guys? Maybe I streamed in like 720, like whatever it's called. Good. Okay, maybe that guy lives in North Korea. Maybe you live in North Korea, Ash. All right, cool. You should create events when you want to stream from now on. Yeah, I probably should. Probably should. I also stream in like random times as well, though. Did you trade today? I just hopped on the charts, essentially. So we're kind of just looking. But yeah, I when I see Monday reverse like this, like I still think there's objectives to reach here. To be honest, I know there's SMT here, but I don't trust it honestly. I think SMT right here is just created to get to this high. And I want to create SMT here to then go to lows. That's what I would feel comfortable trading. That's what I'm just waiting for, honestly. And if you look at gold, I think T Trades was talking about this. You want these lows to be taken. Kind of makes sense. We purchased high the previous day. But if you look at the profile for today, I pulled it up. Okay, sorry. Right, we want to basically form the reversal off the previous high because there's no reversal inside of this wick. We have to form it this day, but we have the SMT here with like silver, and then we fail to reverse off this high rate. Remember, we want to reverse in the first couple candles, and we're not doing that. So that's kind of uninteresting, to be honest. Like you could have traded to the high. That's always a thing you could do. This S&P gets put in. It's essentially how I trade. Wait for an SMT in the intermediate time frame, align that with a 4-hour candle. You see the open low into this fair value gap creating SMT, and then you look like on the 15-minute time frame, whatnot. So again, I can't use the 15-minute here because the closing runs just too far away. I have to like refer to like the 5-minute. This is just choppy, so I need SMT here. Probably is SMT. 3 o'clock is the low over here. 3 o'clock. I don't think there is actually. 3 o'clock. I don't feel like looking, but there might be. Because London session 3:30 is a low over here. So yeah, there's like SMT like right here or something. It's not that clean to be honest, but that's what I would be. If you were looking to trade these size, you'd be looking literally in this area basically. It's because that SMT. And price is not going to leave failure swings, right? Like these failure swings. Price is not going to trade away from this, so therefore this becomes a draw. When we make the opposing run for the day, great SMT. But yeah, not interested in gold today. CL was interesting. Like I wanted longs to these size, right? But this, okay, this is what I'm talking about. Like this is kind of interesting. If this SMT holds right here, um, but this forward, see this forward close or this open is really far away. So really, if it closes something like this is all you do, right? If the reversal form inside this wick, you want to see an open low, shallow run, and then chain state delivery to the lows, fair value up here, whatnot. So again, you have a large range the previous day. If you want to trade back into that range, you need manipulation. So that's what we have right now with SMT. If we get that, then I would probably look at trade CL because it's the weaker asset, technically. Um, but yeah, it's really interesting PA on the higher time frame. Like if I go to the weekly chart here, what am I looking at? It's terrible. So I don't even know if there's an SMT somewhere. Forgot where. Right here. Monday. Yeah, that's not using the SMT. So you look at CL, you have these opposing candles here that we could say support price lower. If I go on RB, it's different, right? There's actually like we're disrespecting 50% of this opposing candle. So a little hard to gauge, honestly. But yeah, this is looking kind of decent. We can close above these opposing candles and it support price lower to the session lows. Like I said, I think NQ is coming to this high. When's market open? Oh, it already opened. Wow, look at ES. Look how much weaker it is. Yeah, I think an SMT here would form if it gets out here. That could set something up very nice. If I got a YM, fortunately, I want it sells this like whole week basically. You go to the daily, it's very clean. I traded these days here, but essentially you have a very large expansion range. And like I said, if you want to trade back to a range, you need manipulation, which is what we have on the daily chart here. An opposing candle. Right. So really I traded these days. I don't know if I traded this day, but yeah, like this is my draw yesterday. Let me look further to that. Like EQ this range, basically. So this is a draw. They're pretty good. Is YM worth adding? I trade. I've been trading it, dude. It's actually really clean. It's actually been pretty clean. Kind of have to be weird with like SMTs because sometimes the markets are just not correlated. Like if you look here, not really correlated to NQ and ES. It's just the weaker out of all of them. So if you wanted to short, you ideally want to short YM. Um, but if you look here, right, expansion, consolidation. If you're like a London trader, it's a really good opportunity to get in, right? Purge the highs. Probably a fair value gap. Yeah, so if there's fair value gap here, then you have this opposing candle. You should be off of that. But yeah, it's definitely tradable, like for sure. But if you're like a scalper, I don't see the reason to. But I'm more of like an intraday trader. Like these two moves here, really anticipatable. So yeah, I look to trade it. I tell you what, the other day I traded. Sometimes it's like gross, but I mean, all pairs can be gross. I don't know where my indicator went. Loading. Okay, it is. Oh, I traded this day here. Again, like super clean. There's an SMT with the other assets right here. So I traded to these lows, all these lows here. So just clean session profile right here. London, Asia consolidation. So when we look to the opposing side of this manipulation, what do we see? Failure swings. That's what I want to target, right? Uh, this day as well. I think I tried this day as well. 9:30 makes the opposing run to these highs here. What do we see on the opposing side of that manipulation? Bunch of failure swings, right? Where the previous day purged this daily swing point here. So we can already anticipate that, right? This day on indices was really clean, but yeah, all three assets are clean. Uh, this day we had an S&P here. Again, large range the previous day. So when we form an S&P like this, can displace over the external point high at 9:30 as well. So again, using the time drivers um, in confluence with your manipulation reversal points, then really adds. I remember this day too. Very clean, dude. We have this manipulation here. Again, what is the on the opposing side? Bunch of feather swings. So it's very tradable. You have this what do you call it? CSD. Yeah, it's very clean. Provides the same clean profiles that the other indices provide. So I trade it. So what NQ's doing right now. Yeah, I really want it to come to this high. Yes, it's dropping like it's hot. So like if let's say NQ takes its high out, right? We've already had the confirmation to go lower on ES. So basically, let's say at the same time that ES takes a high out, if NQ is or ES is somewhere in here, this would be a very nice short, something like that, right? Where we have the lower low and the SMT being created. That would be nice. This feels like a very obvious draw. You look past that, you have this low here. But yeah, pretty large range day on a Monday, which is kind of concerning. Don't really like that. Not very fun. But here we go, NQ. We need NQ to basically form a reversal though. Like you can't have a, you know, shit that was loud as hell. All right. So let's see if this holds this SMT. What you would want. So like you could have traded this high. Like that's a scalp opportunity. I get the SMT here. Price is not gonna leave these fair swings like right, like with these fair swings here. Not only the hourly fair swing, but these fair swings. So when price comes down to here, out of the SMT, it's a good opportunity for a little scalp if you wanted to. But yeah, look at these lows. If I look at the opposing side of this manipulation, all those SMT, this like I'm not wanting to trade away from this. You know, I'll tell you what I would. So there's a big difference between SMTs. Like have obviously the classic failure swing for SMT. This is a lot different though. This is the SMT when I trade, right? But this SMT that we're seeing is something like this. Really ugly. It's like a bunch of failure swings. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's the big difference there. So yeah, that's what I'm looking to trade. Oil acting sexy, really? Oil. Oh yeah, that's what we want, baby. This inverse. What about the 15 minutes? Too far away, so yeah. I mean, this is what we want to see. Like I said though, this 4-hour candle is sus. The 10 a.m. candle, when does this open? Oh, 10 a.m. opens pretty soon. Like I said, so about 18 minutes. If we have this reversal here, if this previous candle reversed, you're gonna see something like this. Um, right? Let's say it opens here. You want this reversal to support price to basically create the wick of the 10 a.m. candle. You have that small opposing run as well, and then we can trade all possibly. I'll show you like plenty of examples of that. What's the last time I traded CL? It's been a little minute. I think it was somewhere over here. Last time I traded CL. All right, so again, using the 4-hour opens here. So look here, 10 a.m. open, right? Here it is. So this day in particular, we had SMT here. So again, what did the previous day do? Right, large expansion. So get consolidation. We manipulate with SMT, so we can trade back into the range. Right? If we go to the hourly chart here, prior to the open, I believe we have SMT right here. Prior to the 10 a.m. open, let me check though. I remember we have SMT. Yeah, so see this SMT here? All right, so if we already manipulated, created the reversal prior to the 10 a.m. open, what can we expect 10 a.m. to do? Just straight up expand. We don't even need to see a large wick form, right? Ideally, we open up into a key level. Right here, we open low, create a key level, and then trade back into it, creating the wick here. So again, that's a good area to get in, right? And then you see the opposing candles that support price lower. That's why we trade expansion candles away from manipulation, because inside of expansion, right, we get opposing, or we get order flow that holds, right? Opposing candle support price. And in order to get expansion, you need an expansion candle. So that's why we wait for these opens, small opposing runs. In order to get an expansion candle, you need that small wick here. I got trade this day as well. Where's the 10 a.m. open? Against 6 a.m. forms the reversal here. But like I said, if 6 a.m. forms a reversal, we want the high of the candle to form in that key level, right? Right here. The 10 a.m. goes open high into the opposing candles. So this is where you would look to either enter straight up or look for confirmation inside of here. Right? What do we have? Aggressive in, aggressive out, fair value gap, opposing candle. Again, you're not going to use this opposing candle because it's too far away. So you have to revert to like either a failure swing that creates an opposing candle from a PD array, like a fair value gap like here, or like a inverse fair value gap. Multiple ways you can do it, but yeah, you have session lows. That's the key here. Like New York reversal, really clean day right there. That's kind of what we're trying to see if we can create here. The only thing I don't like is we create a high resistance here, but that could be fine. I wouldn't say this is like an A+ profile, in my opinion, but it could happen for sure. Can you explain different types of S&T models that you follow? which you mentioned in YouTube videos. Okay, it's like pretty simple. It's literally just all revolved around manipulation. So first off, you have like continuation SMT where the reversal's already put in. So now you're just trading continuation on, let's say, the hourly time frame or something. So I want to trade away from lows, highs and lows. So let's say we just put in an SMT here. Whoops, SMT here. That's a model from this low. Whoops, this low to this high, right? Either the other asset takes this out, right? The thing about when you're trading a weaker asset, like this asset has to show the willingness to trade away, right? Because it's the weaker asset. So if we're gonna truly reverse off this low, then we want to see that splashing away, right? Because we want to trade assets that are correlated, like 'cause sometimes assets are like truly like weaker, like one's like truly like, really a lot stronger. So we don't really want to trade an SMT like that because it's more likely to fail. But when they're super correlated, you're going to see that we actually reject from these lows. Um, and this is when I ideally want to trade this asset honestly because I just feel more comfortable trading away from manipulation. Um, Sometimes you even see this where like if you trade the stronger asset, it'll actually lag behind for this asset to catch up. But I'm not going to get into all that. But this is like one version, right, where the reverse is already put in. Like if I go to this example here on the daily chart, no, this is not that good of an example to be fair. This is not really a good example to be honest. Like you have a draw up here, right? And you're basically just trading, looking for a low to trade away from. This is where you look for S&P. Simple as that, right? Um, yeah, that's not really a good example. But if I go to like, I think it was something like here. Yeah. So I go to this example. Like, so you want to have a draw, right? So look at these fair swings. Like this is the low of the day going to form here? No. So this is where we frame a reversal, right? Um, to these lows. So what do you need to frame a reversal? You need a high to trade off of. But here we form an SMT. Let me show you. So I'm gonna pull up. Yes. Yeah. So you see this SMT here, right? So we don't form SMT with the reversal point high, right? But we form it after the key level is hit. That's another way you can do it. Either you got to form a reversal with the reversal point high, but if we don't reverse and and we hit it, then we need to basically manipulate after it. And that's what we do here pretty much. Um, but yeah, so there's like multiple examples to do it. So let's say you want to trade back into a range, literally just like the same stuff, basically. You would need what? You would need SMT with the external high, like this, to trade back into a range. Show an example on that on YM. I traded. It's right here. Okay, so the previous day expanded, right? So I'm looking for SMT with this high here. And I want to say there is SMT this high. Yeah. So you see how we failed to take out the previous day's high on NQ and yes? This is where you look for that manipulation, right? And then if I pull up the 4-hour time frame, this is where I use the 4-hour candles. I'm not going to trade the reversal inside of 6 a.m. candle. Why? Because the open is too far away. It doesn't support expansion. Right? I want to trade expansion away from this reversal point. Therefore, I have to wait for the 10 a.m. open. Why would I wait for the 10 a.m. open? Because we can form that small wick that um, supports expansion away from the reversal point and trade back into this range, right? So that's one way. Um, where was I at though? Let's see. Here's another one, by the way. Again, large range. We hit the external point, this external point with the SMT, but we also form SMT after we hit the external point, right? So originally we don't reverse when we first hit it, right? We do have the SMT, but we can't just splice through these lows. So then we revert to these highs and we form the SMT here. Um, and again, same thing, 10 a.m. open, you just jump pretty much. Um, where else? Where am I at though? Where's my little drawings at? Oh, right. There's the classic order pairing ranges. Where you're gonna have like just a range. Wait, let me redraw this. Range high to range low. We more so just consolidate in this range. We manipulate one side of the range, and then we trade to the other side of the range. This is one of my favorite models. Right, pair that with an SMT. Right, so just accumulation essentially, manipulation, distribution. You're gonna see this a lot. Another one is just pairing it with the phases of price of expansion retracement. You're either gonna have an SMT with some high inside of this expansion or a high on the right side of the curve. So something like this. You're gonna see this one as well. This is gonna you want to pair this with a profile. So let's say London session or Asia session, London session, New York reversal. You're gonna see this quite a bit as well. Again, one of my favorite profiles. Um, yeah, I can actually pull one up like pretty recently, I think. Yeah, so CL is not looking too great for this New York reversal, to be honest. This is why we wait for candles to close, right? Because this open is too far away, so I don't even care about this candle right now. Anyways, let's go over here. I'll show you some New York reversals. So again, look at the like basically what session started the retracement. If it's Asia session, that's automatically the best like version of this, right? We have the previous two sessions just retracing, right? And then we have basically New York manipulation of some sort. Let's pull it up on a lower time frame. Again, you're gonna have a reversal point. So this fair value gap, we could say. But let me pull up if there's any manipulation here. What am I on right here? Is this yes? Hold on. This is where we'd be looking for SMT. Um, I can already see some on the lower time frame. It's not as significant, but as you see, we have it right here. That basically starts the reversal, right? And then you want to see displacement away, right, from that fair value gap, by the way. So see this displacement here? Basically a propulsion block. You have the CSD propulsion block leg right here, right here. But then we come back. I remember this day. We come back and then we manipulate again. You see this manipulation here? I'm just about to get to this version. This is also a really good one. So you see this SMT here? To basically finish off the move. So this is the other version, like just where you have a dealing range, like a protected dealing range, ideally. You come back down. And there's like a fair value gap here, let's say. Just a reversal point. And you have SMT with your range low. This is one of the best ones too. Um, but yeah, it's just all manipulation, really. See it here. Really clean. And this is literally the same thing I just showed you pretty much. It's just a continuation where you have this fair value gap with these opposing candles and SMT with the range high. So this being your range high to low, right? SMT to range high, fair value gap. And the draw still intact, which is important. Here is like the same thing. Previous day expansion. Same thing back to back, really. Both previous days expand. What do these sessions do? Retrace, right? Great, no established low of the day. So then we're looking for some manipulation here to basically anticipate expansion, be like the trigger for expansion. Here you can see that the weaker asset is uh freaking what's it called? RB. So you want to trade that. I don't see any SMT, which is unfortunate. But you don't need SMT. Like you could just wait for a CSD, which we clearly have, right? The CSD here, the CSD here. Right? You're gonna see the CSDs. And then we just manipulate this little high on the 15-minute. I like to see manipulation on the hourly time frame. That's just my favorite. Um, but we actually might have it right here on the hourly. Oh, we do. Yes, this is hourly manipulation. Then I would start to look to the lower time frame for SMT. Ideally, you want SMT right here, but we don't have that. But yeah, you just look for confirmation after this gets hit here, and then same thing over here. That same profile. I don't think we have SMT either over here. Yeah, we do. So like I said, you're gonna have a high to the left SMT. Here it is. And this is just a key level on a higher time frame, I assume. A fair value gap. Yeah, like we have a fair value gap. So you have SMT instead of that fair value gap. And then yeah, you're basically waiting for that new open, like right? So 6 a.m. created the SMT. So what will 10 a.m. do? Expand. Right? What do we want that small opposing run? You have the same thing over and over, basically. You go here. There's like some weird SMT going on here. Okay, so look here. This is just created late in the day, like 12 o'clock. But if I pull up the hourly chart, probably a fair value gap here or something. So yeah. But like that example I showed you earlier, we don't hit the fair value gap here. But as you see, we have SMT with the range low. This asset just pulls back and doesn't really even come close to this low, right? So it's showing the strength there. And then you would just trade the expansion here. This looks like a really good example. And this is my favorite, some of my favorite type of profiles where we have no established low of the day. Then we manipulate here. Then we trade towards the lows of the day. This is where you look for SMT. Here you have it, right here. So you're either gonna have it on the higher time frame, the reversal point, or on the lower time frame. But I would demand SMT as a filter for high probability trades. Um, yeah. Anyways, let me get off this. Yeah, it's just about a profile. Then you want to trade manipulation. So let's get into. All right. So where is the 10 a.m. open? So 10 a.m. opened like what, 30 seconds right now? So look inside this wick. What do we have? Expansion, math expansion. So if it's going to reverse today, it will reverse from here. There's no reason to come back up here. This is where my invalidation point for shorts would be, literally right here. Um, so yeah, I want the 10 a.m. wick to basically form inside here. That would be my ideal situation. If it doesn't do that, then it's not going to me, you know? To get yes. So yeah, I would want basically the 10 a.m. candle high to basically form inside of here ideally. That's what I would want. And basically, if you form this repulsion block, that would be nice. So I'm putting an alert here. What about gold? Yeah, not trading gold. So this 4-hour candle just closed as well. As you see, we have this SMT here. Go here. So essentially, like it needs to form here. Like the reversal, like pretty much needs to form here. Here, these set of opposing candles, this fair value gap, like something like this, like would have to form for me. Right, this. But here, let's like kind of respecting this opposing candle, right? So we'll see that. All right, so this is looking pretty good. Like I said, I was looking to trade this. I'm actually in this position right now. Um, I entered on this fair value gap here, as you see, and I'm looking for, like I said, these lows here, like all these fair swings. Um, I wouldn't say it's like the cleanest thing in the world, but let's look at here. So why did I enter this trade? Why did I not wait for 10 a.m.? Because 6 a.m. is supporting expansion, the small closing run. So what do I want to see 10 a.m. do, ideally? And I'll go break even right now. I want to see the wick form. It doesn't even have to hit this key level, but I would want it to resist price right here and then expand away. Do you only look for fractal trades off the manipulation after expansion? Do you only look for fractal trades off manipulation after expansion? I want to catch the expansion. So I want to trade basically pretty early after manipulation. That's how I like to trade. What session indicator timing? Oh, yeah, sure. So it's the same one that T-Trades uses. It's going to be ITT kill zones and pivots, TFO. It's just a classic uh, kill zone. I don't know why this is here. This should be 2000 to midnights is Asia kill zone, and then New York is 2 a.m., 6 a.m. This could be changed to 5 a.m. if you want. And then you have mine. I like basically trade after 8:30 usually. So I just set this to 8:30. Whatever you want to trade, you can do it to 8 o'clock, 9:30, whatever you want. And I look to trade or stop trading after 11:30 usually. And then I don't really trade lunch or New York PM, so I don't even have that on my chart. There would just be too much stuff. And yeah, basically turn off all that, like turn off all the labels and stuff. You don't need all that stuff on your chart. Just have the boxes. Like that's all you need. I see people with like all these labels and stuff. Like I don't know how you guys do it. Like I don't know how you guys do that. It's so ugly. Can you explain how to fade? Yeah, sure. So basically, how to fade a candle. Let me try to think of an example. I did this last. I did this recently. Oh yeah, okay. So look here. Let's go to NQ. So like I said, I want this high to ideally form here, or I'm not trading. Personally, me, y'all can do it, but I'm not trading away from shit. These like lows and stuff. I just not gonna do it. I want this SMT to hold, basically. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I don't care. But let me see if I can find this example. It's gonna be like over here. Oh yeah, it's right here. Okay, so look at the daily. So basically, let me just run you through what happened this day. So the previous day manipulated this low, and again, what are we trading away from here? Trading away from this manipulation. So basically, price expanded into EQ of range. This is where you can expect consolidation. And then we want to leave EQ of a range or just a key level in general. We want to see manipulation. So we manipulate this low, right? And then we get that classic bye week. I mean, it's really ugly, like really ugly. But this week opens right where the previous week put in a reversal. So we want to trade this open low high close basically. So what are the first 2 days of the week do? Consolidate. Wednesday, you manipulate this low with SMT. So I want to trade the next day expansion. So this is Thanksgiving week where Thursday candle doesn't even show up on the chart. So it's just Friday. But basically, price creates the low of the day off of this manipulation with SMT. So there's two things when I want to fade a candle. So if you look at the 4-hour chart, look how the open is very far away, pretty far away. This is what I mean by fading a candle. This candle, not it can't form an expansion candle, right? So you want to be careful, right? So what I need to fade an expansion candle, I need manipulation, I need S&P, right? And I also need the daily time frame to be an expansion candle. So the basically the low of the day right here. This is the only place the low of the day can really form. So if the low of the day is being formed right here with that small opposing run supporting expansion, that kind of outweighs the 4 hour. And then what you also want is a time driver essentially. So 9:30 here creates this manipulation and this SMT on the lower time frame, and then you get the confirmation CSD. So this is why I trade this here, right? Which would create the wick, right? So you need some sort of manipulation to really anticipate a giant wick forming. Does that make sense? The real expansion is going to come that next candle, right? Because the reversal already happens at this candle. So this is where you can see a small opposite run and then expansion, pretty much. Yeah, NQ, no bueno. Not going to reverse there. What about CL? CL. This doesn't really strike me as a reversal either, to be honest. This looks like consolidation, pretty much, which I don't like. This looks like consolidation, really. What about my platinum trade? Platinum looking all right. I would like titanium wick to form ideally in this opposing candle. Yeah, I'm looking for these lows. Got a partial there. That's why I'm doing. Why I'm putting this reversal. But yeah, I mean, not too interested. Like I'm not trading away from this shit. Bless me. Like I really wish this would make me so much more comfortable. If NQ just took out these lows and then we had this S&T, that'd be cool. But I really don't like it. Like this does look like clean on me. Yes, I'm not gonna cap. It looks pretty nice, but I don't know. I just don't really think this is gonna be the low of the week. But it could. I mean, fuck knows. Yeah, that broke. Like, for continuation, like, what was there an opposing candle here? Did ES even hit anything? Like it disrespect. Like yeah, I just don't like this, bro. Like it disrespect this fair value gap. Like large range day definitely could trade back into the range, but nah, yeah, I'm good here. Yeah, so that's pretty much my invalidation for trading in Q today. Honestly, none of the assets or um, metals look clean either. Like you could basically you could have traded this the weaker asset of the three. Like I said, if you're gonna target the previous day's high, you need the weaker asset to show that willingness to trade away from the reversal point that created SMT. Um, so you have some decent stuff here. This opposing candle is pretty far away. Essentially, we pick up this low. I assume there's S&P here as well. Then we create this opposing candle. Not awful. You just trading the weaker asset, pretty much. And look here. So same thing with like 4 hour candles, except this is the 2 a.m. candle. So 2 a.m. manipulating, what do we expect 6 a.m. to do? Expand, right? We're not going to trade this reversal. We're going to trade this reversal because or this continuation away from the reversal because of that small opposing run. You see how it's just the same thing. And if 10 a.m. is going to continue, pretty much just look for a PD array inside of this candle. Let's go to find one solid one. So this fair value gap ideally creates the low of the candle. That's how you you're gonna get clean, like, expansion, basically. Like, I don't want price to come all the way down here and mess around. No, I want to see basically just clean clean moves, right? I wanna see this. I wanna trade that. So, yeah, my platinum trade's looking good. Do you see what I mean? Like, we formed the reversal, right? We trade away. I don't wanna see price even come up here. Like, this fair value gap, it should basically be in respect to, like, 50% fair value gap is what I wanna see, which it pretty much does. Alright, so I don't even wanna see price revisit this high again, especially when they create this opposing candle. Like, I don't even wanna see it from right here, I don't wanna see it come up here. Like, in real distributions, I don't really do that. You can see kinda see right here. We make shallow retracements, we expand away. Like, the most we ever do, I wanna see, is come to, like, EQ of these ranges here, but I don't wanna see a deep retracement. That's how it does that. Then I wanna see an opposing candle be created inside of that level. You can see it here, we put in a reversal here, we expand away. This retracement doesn't even hit not even close to 50%. That's what you wanna see. It doesn't even come close to the EQ. You recommend to focus on studying IFTA and open and close. I notice I need to practice as well, of course, but not always is it so clean or offers all of the stages. As he mostly enter on propulsion, it seems. Yeah. How do you recommend one to study advanced market structure? How do you utilize it um, from your entry to the yeah, so basically phase of price, we're going to basically tell you give you an anticipation on where basically the market is gonna go. So like here, right, the signature for a reversal is always going to be expansion met with expansion. So it's always gonna look something like this, like expansion into this reversal point, expansion away. It's not gonna do this. That's not a reversal. This is a retracement signature. So if you see like we expand too high and we leave failure swings, deep retracements, slow price action into a key level, this is a continuation signature where we expect price to continue. So basically, signatures and price kind of gives it away in a sense. Now, if it like consolidates as well, is also a continuation signature where price is not going to reverse from failure swings. Like it's not going to reverse from here. So if we manipulate the lows, this is the ideal continuation signature, right? Where we manipulate. So only if we when we manipulate is when we can anticipate expansion. That's the only time, right? Because if price just does this, you can't anticipate that, right? Only thing you can do is CSD. But if we just do something like this, we manipulate this low with the SMT, get the CSD, then we can anticipate that next phase, right, of expansion. So it's expansion, retracement, manipulation anticipates the next phase, which is expansion. So it's really retracement, expansion. That's how, as well as consolidation. So just this framework alone is going to give you a lot, right? So look here, we have more so retracement, right? Or really consolidation, right? Low to high, price just ranging. So if we manipulate the range high, we expand away, then we want to target the range low, basically, right? But it's not always so clean, right? Um, like, let's see. But you can see it a lot of times with profiles. So if I go to NQNES, like the sessions will basically create those consolidations or retracement profiles where we expect continuation or reversal off of. So like this, for example, we expand, we consolidate, right? But in order to, if we're going to basically reverse, we need to take out this low right here, which it does, right? We have SMT here, right? So how do we know it's going to be a reversal of this low, right? A time driver, and then basically the CSD, right? So you have an hourly CSD here. This we can target the previous day time. Expansion into an objective. What do we expect? New phase of price, consolidation. We expand to the high, expand away. This is the reversal signature that we seek, right? Expansion with expansion. This is why this is a protected high. We expand away. What do? More so consolidate, right? We manipulate with S&T into this key level. So what do we expect? Expansion. Here, we consolidate after expansion, right? There is S&T here. So really, you could have traded this, right? Just to me, there's too many failure swings for me to really trust it. But you get the premise, right? Expand, we manipulate, right? Then you get the CSD, like the expansion away from the manipulation, right? You get the retracement and all that. But yeah, I personally wanted shorts, honestly. Like this expansion, mouth expansion, I wanted to see support price basically. I didn't do it. So maybe we leave these lows for another time because they look really good, honestly. But let me show you like an example. So like here, I'm never going to trust this as the high of the day. Why? Price expands, consolidates. So when we basically take out the opposing side of this consolidation, I know that this is going to be a reversal, right? Because we can't reverse from consolidation. So when it's in profiles, when you've seen profiles, is when it's the best. So you can basically trade this low, it's really this low too, whatever, doesn't really matter. You trade this manipulation, right? And you look at the 6 a.m. candle, basically 9:30 creates this manipulation probably. Yeah, so 9:30 manipulates right here. Inside of the 10 a.m. candle, you can expect open low, high close this high. Makes sense. Um, so on your way to a draw on liquidity, right? Basically on the way to this draw. So price puts in a low reversal point. This is very lackluster, to be fair. But if you just look at the redistribution, right? You have a range low, you have a range high. Oops. Market puts in an SMT. So the reason why this is a good signature to see is because price is not going to reverse from these failure swings, right? It's just consolidation. When we manipulate the low and expand away, that's a continuation signature. So coming into the next day, we expect a continuation. And again, create the low today with manipulation. So we can anticipate expansion, right? And then what do? Consolidates. What is this? A continuation signature where the draw hasn't been met. So ideally, we would want to see lows being manipulated to then catch the expansion, right? Because this is not going to be the high of the day. These failure swings, this consolidation, not going to be the high of the day. So when we manipulate the opposing side, we trade to the high of the day and past that. Um, another one, here's a decent one. It's like coming into this day, both of these days really, just look at the high of the day a lot of times. If the high of the day, it's like Asia with failure swings. So see, it's just a slow retracement. What is it retracing into? A fair value gap, right? So 6 a.m. puts in this low. What can we expect 10 a.m. to do? Expand to the highs, right? Same thing here. 6 a.m. manipulates this low. When we look at the opposing side of this range, we have failure swings, right? Look at all these failure swings. So when you see like an aggressive move away, this is when we can anticipate expansion. I remember this day. I traded this day. Um, and here as well, you have SMT. So again, look at the reversal signatures: expansion, mouth expansion, expansion, mouth expansion. This is when you want to see either the opposing PDRA support price or this expansion is going to create a PDRA that must hold to support expansion, which we see here. And then we have lower time frame SMT inside of here, as well as SMT with YM with this swing point. So what is this? Expansion, consolidation. See this consolidation? we expand into the consolidation, and we expand away, right? So this is the reversal signal. This is A and B reversal. There's A and B continuation where essentially, essentially like this. I've already showed a couple examples, but it's when we're already bullish, consolidate, we take out the low. This is A and B continuation. A and B reversal is like this. It's bullish, right? We expand to this high and then we reverse. So when you want to trade back into a range, this is something you look for. SMT like this. Or just when we hit a PD array, if we expand into a PD array, an objective, and we consolidates, we are waiting for this high to get taken. There's a lot of examples of that. Look here or here. This is a good example. Right, so both of these days, both back-to-back days right here, market expands. What do we do? Consolidate. You manipulate. And I remember this day we formed SMT with one, or ES, I mean. So if London created the low of the day, so again, it's just expansion the previous day, consolidation, manipulation with SMT. What do we want to see at the reversal point? Expansion met with expansion, right? That creates low day. Here, what do we see? This is that profile where there's no established low of the day, right? So what do we need to get back into the range? Manipulation. And again, aggressive into the high, aggressive out. And then we want to see price being supported. See, there's no low today here by bar replay. At this point, there's really no low of the day, right? It's just a new week opening gap. So we trade back to that after we see manipulation. And manipulation is the only time we can anticipate a reversal or an expansion, right? Look here as well. Price expands, leaves failure swings, right? So this is a continuation signature. We're going to revisit the high. We take out a low with SMT. See how we put a lower or higher low here? So this is where you anticipate the new phase of price to begin, right? Expansion, retracement, manipulation with SMT. This is when we anticipate expansion, right? That makes sense. What is platinum doing? Kind of retracing. What's CL doing? And also interesting. Nothing is very interesting. Okay. What other reasons would you trade before a new far open? Would it just have to be a plus? Yeah, like I said, the daily candle supports it. Like the higher time frame just supports it in general. We have manipulation inside the candle. But like if the candle that hits the key level is like basically supports expansion. So look here. I actually don't. Wait, it's expand. Oh, never mind. This is like ideal, right? So look here. So as you see, this new 6 a.m. candle, the new 4 candle opens right here. So as you see, the previous 4 candle hit this reversal point with SMT. So like this is a perfect example of trading after the candle opens, the new candle opens. Basically creates that small wick and you expand, right? But if the wick isn't like extremely massive, then I will trade it. Like I'll try to show an example of that, maybe. Mm, so maybe like right here, like the 6 a.m. candle, like I don't have to wait for this candle, right? This opposing run isn't like insanely large because basically the high of the day, it should form literally right here. Like there's nowhere else to form it. So yeah, I can, if I get the reversal signature here, then I can just trade this candle. I can look for continuation next candle. Um, that kind of makes sense in a way. Maybe there's another example somewhere. Here, I probably would wait. This opposing run is just pretty freaking large, right? So you ideally want to wait for the next open. You're just gonna get like a feel for it, like just back test it. You're definitely gonna get like a feel for it. This here, yeah, I think I remember today. There's like a manipulation inside of here on the hourly. Yeah, so here again, a retracement signature. Why? Price expands the previous day. We leave failure swings. Right? Make it very like this right here is not displacement. Like the candles it is not displacing at all. Into this basically protected swing with an opposing candle. And we form SMT, like I said, when you want to trade away from EQ of a range or a key level, you want to see manipulation. This is how we anticipate the expansion. So you have this SMT here, and this is when I would wait for this candle because we didn't have that manipulation instead of 6 a.m. The opposing run isn't terrible, right? The opposing run is not large, but there's no manipulation, which wouldn't support expansion. So you need to wait for that manipulation. You see that 6 a.m. formed that manipulation. So 10 a.m. opens right here. So we expect that to open low, create that expansion rate. What about right here? I think right here is a large opposing run. Yeah. So look here. The reversal forms. So you have the new week opening gap here. The reversal forms in 6 a.m. The large opposing run. So what? Another thing you could do is you have to have. I forgot to mention that by the way. You have to have not only a daily small opposing run, which we don't have. We definitely don't have that, right? But let's say it was right. That's one thing you need. It's a daily small opposing run, and you need the hourly small opposing run. So basically, you're gonna have the previous hourly hit a key level, and the next hour should expand, right? Just the same model. Um, but if there's like S&T somewhere here, then that's the only way I would trade this, and there's not. So there's no established high today. Right? No established high today. That's what we first. There's basic expansion, consolidation, manipulation. Like you could trade this, but you need to understand that it's not likely to expand past the daily open. Why? Because it's not likely to close like this large wick. Likely to close more inside of the range, which is what it does, right? Small body. Um, here, let's see, uh, 10 a.m. I think the reversal forms at 10 a.m. or something here. I already went over this, right? Yeah. So we have this SMT form prior. So again, I'm not looking for 6 a.m. candle because basically the reversal basically formed at the last hour of that candle. So you might as well just wait for that next open, right? This candle formed the reversal, the SMT, so the next candle will expand. And then look at the low of the day, by the way. It's just failure swings. So this is why we anticipate this. Here, how can you anticipate a classic buy day here? It's with so basically the previous day expands, so candle 3 expansion, candle 4 continuation. How do we anticipate this right here? Well, what do we see at the high today? Consolidation. Literally just consolidation. So ideally you want SMT like around here. I don't think there is any with the hourly time frame. But basically we form a reversal off of Asia lows somewhere in here. Right? And then so this candle formed the reversal. Look at all the highs. What do we expect this candle to do? Expand. Okay. What is this here? Expansion. It's just a new week opening gap pretty much. Consolidation, manipulation of this low, and we're expanding away. I think I remember this day. We create some SMT in here, maybe. No, I'm thinking of a different day. Oh, here's a really good example, by the way. Really good example. So look here. What are we doing? Consolidating after expansion. Consolidation. So You manipulate. So where do our eyes draw is the previous is low. These failure swings, right? Price not going to reverse from a consolidation. So uh, this is also where you want to see SMT. I don't think I just saw any, but yeah, where you want to look. And basically, you can trade the 6 a.m. candle here, right? Kind of a larger opposing run, but this is basically the reversal point like of the day. Like price is not going to come higher than this. So this is when you could really fade a candle pretty much. And if I go to like the hourly time frame, is the daily aligned? Let me look. Yeah, it has a small opposing run. It loads, not loading. Yeah, see the small opposing run, right? And then same thing, right? You would just wait for the next hour to open. So this candle at the key level, we wait for the next hour. Yeah, like simple that is. Yeah. Can you go over natural gas? Asia, London just built resistance. Natural gas. Is that just RB? Oh no, NG. Yeah, I saw this. But once you like this is the reversal point. It should be this. So when price doesn't reverse from here, then I don't really anticipate a reversal, right? Unless we form a new manipulation somewhere. But we haven't done that, right? So it looks really good. The framework is totally there, like right here, to basically come and take out all this low resistance. We should all this low resistance, right? Especially the high of the day. There's no established high of the day. So this is the point where we want to see reversal. But when it doesn't do that, this is why my rule, I want to see the reversal happen in 2 candles. So either one of these two, right? We either reverse into expansion this candle. Like I'll find you an example of that. Quick. Pretty much. This is really not it, but you see the reversal happens in 2 candles basically, right here. Right? If we want to come back to these highs, we need manipulation. So notice how it didn't happen here. So we're waiting for basically a low to form to manipulate off of. So you see how it forms in 2 candles, and you see the willingness to trade away, even in candle 1, right there. So that's how reversals are going to look, basically. Trying to find a manipulation to show you. Like here, if we want to trade away from, let's say, these low or trade to these lows, right? Maybe even this, right? If you want to trade basically this, so if you look here, um, basically price opens here. We just trade lower. So we can trade back to this, but again, there's no real manipulation. Unless you look at lower time frames, yeah, there's nothing clean here. I like to just use the hourly to keep it nice and mechanical. Let's go over this example. If you want to trade to these lows, right? Grab this high here. Why am I not going to trade this manipulation here? Why not? Look at the 6 a.m. open. It's right here. So huge wick. So again, we're going to wait until 10 a.m. opens. You see how time and price kind of meet in this way, right? So 6 a.m. manipulates. What will 10 a.m. do? Expand. So price is waiting for that open. Okay, so price opens, expands these lows, and then just reverses off the lows. But you can trade to these lows, right? That makes sense, kind of. You see how it reverses in 2 candles? Candle 1 being the candle that hits this key level. I want the next 2 candles to displace away from that. You can even see it here, really. Like we hit this high. The first candle hits it, basically puts in the reversal. The next candle following, trade away. You can even see it like right here. If we're going to reverse off this high, I'm not going to look for reversal in this candle, but the next candles need to displace away, right? This manipulation, right, reverses in the first candle. The next candles need to displace away. That's why I have this rule. You can pretty much look anywhere, like these lows here. right? First candle hits the key level, put in the reversal candle of the first candle or the second candle, and we displace away. These lows, put in the reversal candle, the first candle, displace away. Here, like, I wouldn't really count this to be honest. Um, yeah, the 10 a.m. open is super far away, so I wouldn't even be anticipating this reversal. What about this? So you could anticipate this reversal, right? Because the 6 a.m. open is right here. So that new 4-hour open opens right here. So you'd want to see a reversal really quickly, right? Creating that small wick. So it's all the same thing. Here, you're probably going to see it fractally, like the 30-minute. So you'd always use like a 30-minute uh, candle or swing point. So you have it right here. Same thing. This candle hits the key level. I want a reversal to happen inside this candle. So candle one puts in a reversal, then we expand. Right? It needs to happen in an aggressive manner. Reversal should happen that way. You can see it here. Like it's just every time almost like this candle hits the key level. With the next candle to put in the reverse candle, right? Because this candle is not a reverse candle, so this candle needs to reverse. And there you go. That makes sense. So I have that rule. Let me just look at the markets real quick. Let's look at DQ. Yeah, nothing really, nothing really going on. And if you guys know me, I don't like trading. I don't even like this profile, honestly. To be like, I don't even like classic buy days. To be fair, this is the one. Okay, this version is not bad because New York basically London session didn't expand, but when the London session really expands, I don't even trade it. This is different though, right? We don't really have much of a body created on the daily candle, so you could trade this, but um, yeah. So look here, price can't reverse; it just consolidates, right? So basically, this here puts in the reversal. What do we not see? We do not see the next candles displace away. So it's literally just consolidation, which is what? A continuation signature, right? Expansion, consolidation, right? Continuation. But since RB already took the high out, there's no interest. Like I said, I don't really like to trade classic Fridays when the draw is taken. Like maybe we could seek these highs, but now we're just trading the weaker asset. And I don't even see a clean entry here. Okay, so we do create like some SMT right here. So see what I mean when the SMT switches, the strength switches, basically for CL to catch up. So like as you see, RB takes out this low. So the strength switches. So RB, so or CL can catch up to the high. You know, that's one way like SMT strength works. So yeah, you can tell very quickly when a reversal is not going to be put in. Like it should have happened right here, right? But when wait, what the whoops, whatever I could choose. So knowing that the reversal has been tagged or the key level has been tagged, right, for the reversal points that we put in, we can already see the reversal has been basically not confirmed, right? We want to see continuation off of this to support the reversal. But when we see something like this, S&P at the lows and then expansion back through the 50% of this range, that's a red flag, right? That's not what reversals look like. Definitely not. So yeah, you should know very quickly. You know how quickly I knew that NQ was not going to reverse? This is simple. Like this here should have supported price higher or lower, and this should be the reversal point if it's going to reverse for the day. Like I look to see what's in close proximity to the daily open. It's just this swing point high, right? So it should have reversed right here, and it still can technically, right? In the SMT, I would want to see some SMT, some manipulation, to then support price lower. But like I said, I have no interest in logging this, honestly. Like look at these fair swings. Like I'm not shorting that. Like I see a protected high out here. I see fair value gaps. Like I really want to short this, but I'm not gonna force it. Yeah, we need to do a backtest stream. Like I couldn't even report a video. I've been backtesting back I used to backtest so much, guys. Like backtest hella, bro. It's fun to me. Mm-mm-mm. All right, follow question regarding advanced market structure. Would you say there's no need to mark up charts like CGUs to, oh yeah, I don't even mark up that shit anymore. But more focus on approach and getting straight. Yeah, like just focus on manipulation, right? Like if you want to get to an objective, what do you need? You need an established low to trade away from, which is manipulation, or a dealing range, right? Where you're looking for continuation away. So really, I wanna trade this. I wanna trade here to here. I wanna take a partial here and manage my trade through here, something like that. But if you wanna look for continuation, we look for these established lows to trade away from, so something like this. But what do you wanna see inside of this range on a lower time frame? You wanna see an established low to trade away from. See that? It's the same thing. Um, so yeah, that's really all you need, to be honest. Like, if we even look at yesterday, like we want to trade these failure swings, right? What do we need? An established high to trade it with. That's what we see, which is just manipulation. You also need the reversal signature of a manipulation. Um, and then there's continuation signatures like here, right? So is the market going to reverse from this low? No, right? It's not going to reverse from this low. Why? It's just consolidating. Right? So therefore, it becomes a target. So when price comes up here, it takes out the consolidation highs with S&P. Whoops. With S&P, then this is going to be anticipated, right? Because again, we're already trading away from an established high today. So if you want to trade back into a range, what is required? Manipulation. You can see the A and B here too, right? Expansion, consolidation, manipulation, distribution. We're displacing away, consolidation, some sort of manipulation into this fair value gap, and then we continue lower. And then the phase continues, right? Where we consolidate, right? We can't reverse from consolidation. If we are going to trade with these fair swings, what do we need? An SMT, which we do have. It's just that I prefer shorting this. So like you could have traded back into this range, right? Because what do you need to trade back into a range, right? You need a manipulation. So we have manipulation on both sides. So this day expands, manipulation straight back to the range. This day expands, manipulation straight back to the range. So you can trade that. That's not something that's untradeable. I just want a continuation of these lows, to be honest. Especially after the previous week had such a large range, right? Like I want to trade back into this range, essentially. Does that make sense in a way? And if I just look at ES, like we have this opposing candle on the daily chart. We have this inverse fair value gap. So maybe price just kind of just closed inside of here. Maybe the next day expands lower. That's fine. Maybe we're leaving this for CPI tomorrow. So again, if I was to trade this, if I was to trade this day, if I wanted to long, right? It's the same thing I just told you. Need manipulation with S&T. We have that, right? In order for me to trade a continuation, what do I need? A protected low, which is right here. Fair value gap. We're expanding it. Um, but yeah, I just didn't trade that shit. That makes sense though, in a way. Like, all you need is a protected high or a low. There's no point of marking out all these short-term lows. That shit's stupid. Coffee got cold, bro. Possible reversal. Yeah, like so like it's not impossible for it to reverse. Like is S&P still holding? Um, but yeah, it's like we form this reversal, and again, it's the same rule where this candle hits the key level, right? It's not a reversal candle per se. We had kind of a signature that we could look to trade inside this week, but it failed, right? So I want to see a reversal happen in 2 candles. So if this puts in a reversal here, if we trade above this, then that's my true invalidation of my like mechanical approach to this. But we could see a candle 3 expansion possibly. Let's see what it looks like though. It looks decent. So look at the fractal. Look at this fractally. Expansion into this high right here. Right? What do we do? Inside bar, so consolidation. Manipulation of this high can displace through it, displace away. Now what are we doing? More so consolidating. Right? So we should see this low now. It's all fractal. Is there S&P up there? Oh, there is S&P right now. There's S&P like this. Right, so when this candle closes, like I'm not looking to trade this candle because it's a reversal candle. So in about 11 minutes, if we can form this, like let's say this inverse fair value gap, right? Just some opposing candle near the next hourly open. You want to see the high of the candle formed inside of that level. That's your invalidation level. So it's really a simple approach to view price in this way, like just through you know candle openings. I took platinum, so let me show. I don't even know how this is playing out. Oh no! So it's coming back to my entry basically. That stuff. So I went break even, but I was basically playing this. Look at all these fair swings here. I see the high of the day creates an opposing candle. We displace away. Then we're seeing support from here, and then I traded the 6 a.m. expansion candle where we open high, low close. But again, if this is going to continue, 10 a.m. should have found support here, but it's not necessarily. So that's unfortunate. I think I'm already my break even is like somewhere around here. My first partial was this low. This is unlucky, bro. Unlucky. But yeah, CL. If you were trading London in CL, really decent trade, to be honest. Um, yeah, pretty fire, honestly. I don't think gold was clean. I don't think gold or nothing was clean. It was really just like I was hoping platinum would play out. Um, that was pretty much it, dude. Like in Q, I was looking for a possible reversal to these lows. And again, I know we have S&T, but I don't think that's going. I think we're gonna revisit these lows sometime this week. So I was looking for a reversal here. Um, at first, I was looking for the reversal to form inside of this just balanced price range. So it's the 10 a.m. open here, looking for the 10 a.m. high to form inside of this fair value gap, but I didn't. Didn't put on a trade or nothing because I would need to see an opposing candle. But now we have a possible reversal right now, possibly. Uh, There was oil shorts today on hourly. What the Holy oil shorts. Really? Oh, okay, okay, okay. So like right here. Yeah, that's actually not bad. So yeah, so like coming into the day, remember we were possibly bearish, right? So hold on. So this is a good example, right? Because they previously formed SMT. So we're really looking for this opposing candles to get created on the hourly time frame, which happened. So again, when we want to trade expansion, right? Continuation, whatever. Ideally, we manipulate. Do you see this manipulation here? But do we also have on the lower time frame a bunch of low resistance liquidity right here? So this manipulation here is a really good model. Like this is what I would want to trade. Um, let's see what we got though. So the first opposing candle is right here. And again, we're using the same hourly model, right? This candle hit the key level. So I can look to trade the next candle. I can basically anticipate a candle to expansion candle only if it has this small opposing run, which it does. And then it creates the um, candle to, not sorry, it creates the reversal, the CSD, so I can't talk. And then the next candle opens. It should, like I said, it should be in respect to whatever PD array put in cut up here, and it should create a small opposing run if you're going to see that continuation, which we do get, right? So really clean, right? We have these equal lows, all these equal lows. So yeah, clean right here. And then we basically form SMT with this low. So this is when we see the correlated asset fail to take out this low. So now you have manipulation into a fair value gap, and then price displaces away from that. So it's pretty much the same thing. It's always trading away from manipulation. On lower time frames, what do you want to see? Displacement away. How do you know it's basically expansion met with expansion, right? Expansion met with expansion. Why are these both expansion, right? We see order flow holding on the lower time frame, which is a expansion signature. Um, these opposing candles are a bit too far. So like I said, you could use a fair swing, as in this short-term low creates an opposing run. This should support price, right? I mean, on a lower time frame, you have this here. And so let's check this. So it's the same thing, same model, dude, right? Where this candle hits this key level, if we're going to reverse, it's going to do this next candle. This candle hits the key level, it's going to reverse, it's going to hit this, it's going to do this candle right here, right? And what do you want to see? Basically the wick of that candle two expansion candle is a CSD, right? We expand, consolidates, which is a continuation signature. Prices being supported by opposing PD arrays, right? So then we expand again. And again, this candle should be supported by the previous candle's range, right? So we have an opposing candle here. This should support price if it's going to continue, right? Because when we expand away from a low, it creates expansion candles and also creates lower time from order flow. So we already expect an expansion candle to form. So there's only one area for the low of that candle to form. It's going to be these opposing candles. That makes sense. So there's plenty of opportunity, like a lot. Let's see this though. Maybe I get lucky. Maybe I get lucky because my stop loss is somewhere like right here. What's up? What's Inky doing? Looking pretty good. What's this open at? Okay, so look here. Right? So the new candle is about to open in about 5 minutes or about 4 minutes, right? So basically, the lower half just of this opposing candle really should support price. Should basically create the wick. So price should go somewhere open like right here, let's say. It should basically whatever PDR is inside of this wick, right? Should support price lower. We want to see a small opposing run, and then we can look for a continuation signature. But let's see how we close. Yeah, shorts there was good. Really good. Keep waiting for COT. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good trade. Wait, what is this? What is this? Yes. There's an S&C there? Where is that? What low is that? 9 AM low? Let's check that. 9 AM low. Oh, I see. He took basically. Oh, this is actually a good long. Yeah, I was saying that this is a good long. This high, right? Because this is the reversal point, and price is not going to reverse. I think you took this at least. Essentially, when price pulls back, creating this S&T, like price is not going to reverse from these highs. So again, this would be the level here. I think that's what you took, but that's not what you took. This is a good opportunity right here. Nice. I'll retweet that for you, guy. See. Yes. Yes. 1 minute. 1 minute demon. Is silver long still valid? Let's look. So you'd be trading the weakest assets. Should silver long, right? Okay, so let's look at the 4-hour candles here. Same thing, right? So 2 AM, put in the reversal. So what do we expect 6 AM to do? It should expand, right? And it should create that small opposing run. Now for a 10 AM continuation, it should create that small opposing run. Here's where it should form. Like it should form right here, right? If you want it to see the continuation. But yeah, you are trading the weakest asset. So basically inside of its wick, you want to confirm it with some opposing candle, right? So it's just chopping right now. So ideally we sweep out these lows or form an SMT right here and then displace higher. But look here. So this candle, we're looking for the next candle to do that because this 1 hour candle is an expansion candle. So you'd be looking for the next 1 hour to expand. CRT is trash. CRT is basically this, bro. Like I don't even trade CRT. Like this is the CRT that they trade. They're looking for this. Boom to here. Like that's all they trade. And into the 50% scandal. Bro, I'm looking for this. I'm looking for like for these highs, these highs. Like I don't know why they do that, but yeah, I don't trade that garbage. It's literally the next day model. It's literally rebranded next day model. Like that ass. Gold. Okay, so gold, like look here. Gold is untradeable in New York, in my opinion. Like, look at the daily range. It's already fat. Like, you can't expect. This is where a lot of traders go wrong. They look for longs in here, and they're literally longing in the extreme premium of the daily candle, and you can't expect price to like create much of a range, right? There's not enough room. Like, the candle already did its thing. The high probability trade for New York, or sorry, for gold would be this. It's this manipulation to trade to the equal highs. So what do you have? Expansion into an objective. So what do we expect from new phase of price? We're just consolidating, and then you manipulate the low, right? With SMT. You want to trade this manipulation to this high, the previous high, and beyond that. Uh, you see this high right here, and et cetera. But yeah, I wouldn't trade now. And um, one thing about correlated assets is, let's say you're trading the weaker asset. So here we clearly have room to go to the upside. But if you look at a correlated asset and you see that the daily range is freaking huge, well, in order for silver to expand, we would need expansion on gold and silver. So is there really any room to expand? It's getting a little tight, you know, to expect that. So that's another tip. I don't so like look, I have all these pairs, but I trade like one or two trades a day, man. Because I need the perfect profile. Like this is shit. Doesn't meet my requirement. None of these meet my requirement. I will be honest, this almost like this really did, but I didn't see a manipulation straight away from, to be honest. Like like I said, I like to wait for manipulation. This kind of choppy, but the Asia highs look good in this instance. The previous day high look good. Right? So basically, expansion, retracement. I'm looking for clean manipulation to trade away from, but we don't really have that, and we don't really have a clean CSD. Like you see how it's choppy, so I don't trade that stuff. Um, but for platinum, I thought it was clean enough to trade. I didn't take a trade on TL. There were some opportunities, but again, they're really in like London session, a really good opportunity in London session, as well as gold. I don't trade London session. I trade New York. So um, both of those opportunities for CL and gold were in London session. So again, I don't look to trade New York when I open the charts and I see it already expanded. So that's already a no-no for me. When I look at um, basically indices, is what I focus on the most though. So basically, right, we see that we have a candle to closure. So right, it's just like the fractal model pretty much, where you have the reversal. You want to see that small pleasant run, right? Created somewhere in the lower half of this range. Created the wick to then catch the expansion candle. That's what we would need to see. We probably have an SMT right here. Let's see. Yeah, we have an SMT right here. So what do we need to see ES do? We need to see its basically reverse. So let's like check ES here. You have an opposing candle here. So basically, what would you want to see on ES is an open high, and then to create this opposing candle. Right, so this wick needs to support price lower for this SMT to hold. But yeah, like I said, I'm only interested in shorts today, but I'm not going to force it. I just don't trust these lows. But yeah, if you wanted to trade back in this range, really good, like pretty good trade. But again, it's offered in London session. The true move is offered in London session. So basically, I literally look to trade here, guys. Like, I don't even look to trade this continuation. I'm not gonna lie. I look to trade this. Like, I want to be involved in this candle right here. So, like, I'm very in close proximity to the reversal to catch the real expansion. That's how I trade. Took the long during London. You were talking about. Yeah, that's nice. Yep, really good. Very nice. Sometimes there's a weekly model present. Let's say previous week hits a key level and closed a reversal candle in current week. In the current week, which states should we start trading? Do we need to see, or do we need the same model to be on the daily again? No, you don't need the previous day to hit a key level. So like, let's say you're trading daily distribution. Let's say we're just expanding, right? And we still have a high of that's an objective still open. So we're just trading expansion candles on the daily. So you need the previous sessions to basically print continuation signatures where right previous expands. The previous sessions just retrace. So I'm looking for a New York reversal in this situation, or it expands, consolidates the previous sessions. Looking for a New York reversal again, or a London puts in. So Asia puts in a continuation signature. London puts a low today in. New York continuation. I'll show you some examples of that right now. Whoops, 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 whoops. Oh my gosh, what the fuck is happening? That was weird. So let me show you some examples of that. So like, let's just say this here, like literally yesterday, pretty much. All right, so we took this high up, right? The previous day took this high up. Now, if we're going to reverse from this high, what do we need the next day? We need a like a continuation signature away from that reversal, right? So what do we have? Expansion, consolidation, which is what? A continuation signature. So in London session, when we purge this high, create SMT with the correlating asset, this is the real high probable trade for the day. Like this here, these lows are the real high probable. Now to get continuation signature off of this low, we basically don't need to see, we don't want to see expansion away from this low, right? Which is we don't see that, right? You get consolidation, which is a continuation signature. So now you're protected high, and then we have this SMT here, right? And then 10 a.m. opens right here to expand, right? We still have open draws here. So let's look for an example of what do you call it? A continuation signature. So here would be one. It's just really choppy. So right, previous days are just expanding. So look back to back. So expansion, expansion. What do these sessions do? Right? More so just retrace, right? Like we can't trust any of this as the high of the day. When price puts in this reversal, we start respecting opposing candles. We can look to trade away from this, right? As well as here, right? We're not going to trust these highs as a reversal. So we're looking for some established low of the day to trade away from to target these lows, right? This is when we look for like SMT. Look, it looks a lot cleaner on this asset. As you see price at around 9:30, you put in the low. So that's always what you want to see. That's always great. And then we expand. So expansion or expansion, reversal signature. If it's going to be a true reversal, we need to respect order flow. That's what we do. And then we expand into these highs. Right? This is a continuation signature, consolidation. We manipulate the consolidation low. That's when we look to trade. This is when we expect a new daily expansion candle. Same thing here, expansion. Bro, what is this lag? All right, when we expand, we consolidate. This is when we expect a new expansion, at least to the consolidation high, right? At least to here. And then we could possibly get a new phase of price. But we expand through that. Here, I'll go here. So I traded this day as well. So why can we trade this day here? Because there's no established low of the day. So just like if there's no established low of the week, we're waiting for manipulation for an established high or low to trade away from to target those lows of the week, right? That we don't expect to hold. So just like this, we don't expect these lows of the day to hold. So when we basically form some sort of manipulation at 9:30 in the opposing direction, and this is when we look to frame expansion back into these lows, right? Um, look here. So if you're a London trader, pretty decent example, I would say. We have like this expansion lower just inside of this range here, right? Get my fucking hair, dude. So we're just waiting for like some sort of manipulation, basically. So first we manipulate this low. What do we see though? Can't displace past this low. Um, we hold this fair value gap right on the 15-minute time frame. So we revert to this low. Now, if you take this low to high, we're more so just consolidating failure swings at the opposing side. We manipulate this and then see expansion. What do we see at the high of the day as well? Failure swings, right? So this is when we expect the low of the day to be put in. At least the low of the day to basically target this, and then we can get into phase of price, which is reversal. See that? Here, pretty much both of these, pretty much both these days, what do we see at the high of the day? Right? No established high. It's just fair swings here, fair swings here. So what are we waiting for? A manipulation. Manipulation to trade away from to get to those highs. Manipulation of this low to trade away um, to get to these highs, right? And then we need that basically expansion, map expansion signature. Does that make sense? So as well as here. So back-to-back days, really all three of these days. So what do we see here? Expansion, consolidation, right? Failure swing to this low. What are we waiting for? Manipulation. So at the time we had Asia high of the day. New York creates the new high of the day. Um, if you look at the 4-hour chart, 6 a.m. manipulation, 10 a.m. expansion. This is literally how I trade right here. As this is all these profiles, this is how I look to trade. So what do I see here this day? Well, I see from this low, all I see is a bunch of chop, right? And this day here, what do we see? No low of the day put in. It's just the new week opening gap. So what are we waiting for? Manipulation, expansion, method expansion, right? Same thing over and over. This day over here, again, no established high of the day. The previous day expanded. So what am I looking for? A profile. What do I see here? If I go to ES, it's cleaner, it's stronger asset. See consolidation. You see consolidation after expanding the previous day. You manipulate in London session. So I'm looking for New York continuation. But these days, I can't. I'm not going to trade. These 2 days, I'm not going to trade. Why? Because I'm not trading away from failure swings. Like I'm not trading away from failure swings here, so I can't anticipate that. You know, so it's literally just trading to failure swings, um, especially if they're inside of a candle. If the same failure swings and manipulation inside of the same candle, then that's you have a whole distribution candle. Take a trade. Could you explain SMT? Yeah, so teachers has a video on SMT if you want a more detailed explanation. But all it is when it's a graphing correlation. So these two markets that we look indices, right? NQ and ES correlated assets, they basically make the same structure. But when they don't create the same structure, let's say one takes this low up, the other one creates a higher low, right? So here we create a higher high, here we create a higher low. This is like a um, what's the right word? Indication that the market is going to reverse off this low, basically, right? So if you basically frame a manipulation with an SMT, it's like adding influence, right? But ideally, you want to trade the stronger asset. So it just shows you relative strength. Let's say this is ES, this is NQ. So ideally, you want to use SMT. Let's say the trend is bullish. So we already expect lows to be rejected inside of a bullish market. So when we have this SMT, we can anticipate this being a turtle soup, basically, right? So that's SMT. But you want to look for this in key levels as well. just like a reversal. Basically, almost every single reversal in the market has a SMT somewhere. So it's really good to see. So if you look here on ES, what do we want to see? Remember we drew out this opposing candle? This is what we want the high of the 4-hour, basically the high of the 1-hour candle to be right here. What is NQ doing? Right, small opposing run. Now this high is a little sus, but yeah, we want to see that small opposing run or continuation lower. So we'll see if we get to these lows today. But yeah, these are my objectives. Much. Right. The daily profile isn't like perfect, just because the wick of the daily candle is quite large, but it's fine. What is CL doing here? Yeah, this is just like pretty clean profile here. Once this S&P broke right here, that's GG. Like go. And the reason why we can anticipate basically the lagging asset to expand, it's because at the time, whoops, hold on. So at the time when this S&P was created, there's no significant expansion in the daily candle yet. So if this S&P is going to break, we can expect RB, the stronger asset, to continue. So that means that we can expect CL to continue. That makes sense? There's still an open objective right here. I gotta catch up, bro. Bitcoin, Ethereum? What? Don't trade that shit. Let's see though. Actually clean. Oh yeah. Hell yeah, it was. Here we go. You're already fucking learning, dude. Look at that. Expansion, consolidation, manipulation. Yeah, this is really good. So is this day, by the way. The previous day is also good. Right? Why? The candle opens way up here. We drift lower. We come back, manipulate session highs, expand away. So back to back good profiles here. Combine that with an SMT. Oh my god. This is what I look to trade, guys. Like this, the same profiles I've been showing you guys, and this is the best profiles. I would guarantee it. Like look here as well. SMT up here. So these are the stronger asset, right? So this is the stronger asset. So this is that cracking correlation for the guy that um, wanted to know what SMT was. But what you need to see in the stronger asset in this situation is you need to see expansion. You need to see the willingness to trade away from these highs for the SMT to actually hold. And that's what we see, right? And again, when does it reverse? It's always in one or two candles. So first candle is an expansion candle. So I can already look to frame this candle lower, right? If it has that small opposing run. Because remember, there's two ways a reversal candle forms in the market. A reversal candle just being a candle that takes out the previous candle's low, right? There's a reversal into expansion like this, the small opposing run. And there is a, right? So look at this reversal candle. What do we notice about this one? It has it's basically the reversal point is pretty far away from the opening price of the candle that creates the reversal. So this is when you get the large wick, right? Because the open is far away. It doesn't support expansion, right? So this, when we get the small opposing run, what does that support? Expansion. And we know that price should reverse here because of the SMT. Right? Same thing over here. This candle manipulates, right? But what does it do first? It goes open low first, which is a red flag. If it went open high first, because this small opposing run, it's small enough, right? But if it goes open low first, not what you want to trade for a reversal candle. So you look to trade the next one, right? Small opposing run, you can expect a distribution. Like it's just a much simpler way to view price, in my opinion. It's just manipulation paired with candles, paired with SMT. Yeah, view price and phases of price, and just matching manipulation within candles. So you see how these manipulations are both within expansion candles. Look at this small opposing runs for the day. That's what's key. See these small opposing runs. So now your model is supported by not only an SMT, but the candle that you're trading within. And then what do? We align the manipulation with what? Wait, what the fuck? Oh yeah, sorry. We align it with a 4-hour expansion candle. Now we're aligning a weekly expansion candle. So what do we have on the weekly chart? Weekly expansion candle. We're aligning a daily expansion candle and now a 4-hour expansion candle from a reversal point. So when you align expansion candles, this is when you get this fucking crazy expansion. Nifty 50. I remember someone told me to look that up. Like, what is that? Like, which one do I? Oh yeah, it's like it's like an India thing. I don't even know what to pick though, man. Which one do I pick? I'm just gonna pick this one. Okay, never mind. Is this like an Indian index? I'm guessing it's this. It's only open during these sessions. That's so weird. Um, I I don't know which one to look at. Like, yeah, I think I'm picking the wrong one too. Honestly, uh, was this recorded? I don't know. What's a protected low high on the daily charts? Oh, that's easy. So it's just it's the same thing. It's fractal. Uh, let me go to Y. It's just a high that you feel comfortable trading away from. So manipulation. So you see this manipulation, then you create the opposing candle, right? I traded both of these days because of this, right? What do we see at the opposing side of this manipulation? First off, we have a large range. So if you want to ever trade back into a range, we need manipulation. The price goes expansion into this high. What do we expect? Duplicates a price, consolidation, manipulation, expansion, right? So yeah, so there's that, right? Another one, um, it's really going to be if you look inside of higher time frame wicks, if you have like a manipulation of 4-hour chart or just a reversal signature in general. So let's say there's like SMT right here, just any swing point in general on the higher time frame. If there's SMT here, you could trust that being a protected swing. But I think there is 19th of November, 19th of November. No, that doesn't. Yes, there's no SMT there. I don't think. You might have SMT later on, but basically, like, look here. We have the reversal signature off of this low, where price expands into it, and expands away. Then what do we get? Consolidation, which is what? A continuation signature. When we take out the lows, right? And then we expand again, and then consolidate again, and then expand again, and then consolidate again. So you see the continuation signatures here, right? So it's really just the lower. It's like here I can't really tell you if price is going to reverse until the daily shows that expansion of expansion. But you can see earlier on inside of lower time frames, basically. But yeah, sometimes it's either going to be daily phase price or lower time frame phase price. Look here. What do we see? Right? Expansion into this high or whatever. When we just expand, we consolidate. So again, a continuation signature, meaning we're going to expand again. What can we expand into? Let's go to the weekly time frame. No, it's not a low. You just have this weekly low, in general. So if we're going to reverse, let me look at the curve real quick. I don't know if it taps that. Okay, it does. You see this fair value gap here? All these failure swings. So if we're going to reverse from this key level, what do we need? High resistance. So we don't know at this point if it's a reversal, right? We don't know that until the next day expands. So we can trade this next day if there's a clean profile. That's the only day you can really anticipate it. Uh, let's see. If this manipulates, it's really clean. Yep, it's really clean. So this manipulation, what is it paired with? Small daily opposing candle or run, creating the wick. And what do we see at the opposing side of this manipulation? Failure swings. So therefore, this is not the high of the day. So we want to trade this, right? Um, and it's on a lower time frame. It's expansion into this low, expansion away, consolidation, manipulation, expansion. Pretty much here. What do we have here? This day puts in a reversal. If you want to anticipate the next day to be expansion, look at the lower time frame. What do we see at the lower time frame? We see your retracement signature, right? We don't have manipulation at the low end, right? So it's not protected swing, so therefore it becomes a target. You see the expansion of expansion, right? Price really just consolidating between this high and low. We took out an internal high, we expand into it and expand away. And I remember this SMT right here, by the way. Don't ask me how I remember this shit. I just do. You would see the SMT. So this is when you expect expansion to make sense. Way. This is that consolidation on the daily chart. So you expect price to expand to this low here at some point. But what is the anticipate? How do you anticipate that? Need manipulation. So all this stuff is internal to this high right here. This is all internal, but it doesn't mean you can't trade it. Here, we're waiting for manipulation. But what do we notice about this day here? Uh, Never mind. Oh yeah, this is why. The 10 a.m. open is way down here. So again, that's not something I would trade, but you could trade towards these highs. Like it's fractal. So look, now you have a range low, it's range high. It's internal, right? So he manipulates low. What do we see at the opposing side of that? Player swings. And no wick on the daily candle. So this is something you could trade, right? The high. This is also a 930 manipulation, by the way, I think. Yeah, so 930 manipulates. So that's just addict influence. You want to look at SMT at the lows as well. So we'll look at that. Uh, Not seeing any. But oh wait, what? Oh, we have SMT here. I think we do. So yeah, that's something to trade. But what else? Here, that next day. So I think we might have put in. Yeah. So you see how the previous day create SMT here, right? So what do we expect the next day to do? Expand, right? And this is already consolidation, so we know price want to take out these lows. So look at this profile here, right? We make an open low, no established high of the day. Remember, we can reverse off this high only if you have that small opposing ground. And then you want to align this with a 4-hour expansion candle. You see how 6 a.m. or 10 a.m. creates that opposing run? It's a pretty small opposing wick, so it's not small, but you can trade that. It's not too large, right? And again, you want to look at the hourly chart. You want to trade the expansion candle. And the PM session basically creates that open low into the highs. So this is one of my favorite profiles right here. Um, Ideally, it's a more shallow run. Show you some. It's really the same thing here, but I'll show you some examples of that shit. Uh, this is that same profile. This is just not ideal because of the time we manipulate. So basically, look, price expands away, no established high today. What do you need to trade? If you want to trade back to the high day, what do you need? Manipulation, right? Which we have right here, right? So when we come back up here, what are we creating? The new daily wick, which supports expansion. So which would support a reversal off of these highs. See that? But it's a little too late in the day for me. So what do you look at this as well? You align this with a 4-hour manipulation, or sorry, 4-hour open high low close. Yeah. Doesn't that make like a lot of sense? Um, let's go look at NQ real quick. Hold on. Is it doing it? Is it expanding? Yes, sir. But yes, nice. Anyone take that? Remember we talking about this candle forms a reversal? We want to trade this candle lower. Still in it? Cool. How could we take it? So it's up here. So like I know what you mean. Like this candle is hard to trust. Like I wouldn't set a limit here. What you could do though, you could have just waited for this opposing candle off of that key level. Um, yeah, ideally we get like some sort of deeper retracement, but again, when expansion or when manipulation happens, when we're in expansion, we don't really retrace deep. That's not like a requirement that has to happen. So yeah, let's go to ES though. This though is a possible trade I saw in here. I think. Yeah, like this. This is a possible trade, yes, because um, basically this high right here is like well positioned, I would say, right? Not so much on NQ, where like I don't really trust this high that's really low in the range. But if you look at ES, this high is positioned near the reversal point. Really, like I would never expect. I would never want to see price come and sweep this again. So on ES, this is a really good entry right here. But yeah, and then we had the SMT right, 10-15 high. Oh yeah, yeah, we had an SMT as well. And I think this SMT in the hourly held, right? And reverse in two candles, right? Yes, perfect. This is just like textbook, man. Look, expansion, consolidation, right? We had SMT just to come back in the range, right? I don't trust all these lows. This SMT just come back in the range. Then we form a new SMT right here. And like I said, when the assets switch um, basically strength, this is what you really want to see. This is like the ideal SMT scenario where at first the leading asset was the stronger asset was NQ, right? Which got to this high. But and then it switched, right? Now this is the weaker asset, right? To basically come take all these lows, pretty much. That's what you really want to see when the stronger pair switches to the weaker pair at a reversal point. Ideal scenario. Oh, nice. It's like options or something. Oh no, nothing about options. Sometimes on daily chart, the day expands without hitting a key level. On 3-day chart, brief candle hit a fair value gap. Same logic. Sometimes on 1 hour, we don't see a key level hit. Brief candle, I think it looks like consolidation going to 4 hour. Yeah, so that's how you can frame it for sure. Like if the literally time frames are just like an illusion, bro. So if I go to, you're gonna see the same things happening on the 3-day that you would on the daily. So look here, this candle hit this low, right? What's the next candle to expand? What's it gonna wait for? To open, right? So if I combine this daily manipulation, but really you want to do it with weekly candles. So if I basically look at both of these here, these reversal points, combine it with a weekly candle, ideally. What do we see? Expansion weekly candle, expansion weekly candle. But you can do it with any time frame, really. You see how it's also supported with a 3-day, you know? You see this fair value gap here on the 3-day chart? Do you see that on the daily chart? You might not. You don't see it, right? So you see how that kind of works? Kind of just gives you a different perspective on price. That's really all it's used for. Makes sense in a way. But yeah, you can, especially on the 4-hour, the 1-hour, the weekly, the daily. These are the expansion candles we're really working off of, but you can manipulate timeframes to find key levels, right? So that's something you definitely do. Even on like the 12-hour chart, like um, I'll try to find an example or something. Um, maybe like let's look here. Maybe the daily chart, you might not see this. If you see like a bunch of fair value gaps, let's say, so as you see, there's no fair value gap. But if I go to just like one increment lower, which is like 12-hour, there's a fair value gap here. Um, that little stuff like that can help you, even though this is discussed in PA. But yeah. Dun, dun, dun. Does that make sense in a way? Which is literally just a low on a lower time frame. That's all a fair value gap is, to be honest. But hell yeah, boys. Why do you not trust London as low of day on indices? Just because, like I said, the previous week, huge range, right? So I don't expect Monday to be the low of the day, you know? Um, so when I see this, even with an S&P, I just don't expect it, right? You have these failure swings. You have just like too many failure swings on in Q. So when you ideally want to look for SMT, because there is SMT, right, which can support price back into the range. But what does this do? It just creates another SMT. But look here, for an ideal SMT, it needs to look like this, pretty much. Like just like with a failure, like with a low, right? But this is what we have right now, which is not an SMT that gonna hold generally. Something like this. Like this is the SMT we see. Too many failure swings, right? So yeah, I'm gonna trade back for that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so when we first looked at these 10 AM open, we had a potential reversal, right? So this is the 6 AM high. But we had a potential reversal in this wick. So let's go to look at it. And that would be right here. Basically this BPR. So the candle opened right here. If it was going to reverse right here, it would have made a small positive run and then basically created a propulsion block. So when that fails, we really need to see a shallow run above the 10 AM or the 6 AM high, right? So it's just like the daily chart where we frame reversals off of previous candles highs and lows, right? And like I said, um, we need to see S&P again, right? And this is the reversal signature, right, which we see, right? And then that next 1-hour candle inside of the 10 AM candle is where we want to see continuation. Right. So like it's just like an example. So in this case, the 6 a.m. candle hits the key level, right? We have failure swings to target. So the reversal clearly happened inside this wick. If I go to 15-minute time frame or something, right? CM opens here. We have the expansion of expansion. So like I said, this PD array that was formed inside its leg needs to support price higher. I remember this day as well. We create an SMT right here. Then we have SMT at the low of the 4-hour candle, which would then support price higher. These previous days high. But let's say 6 a.m. didn't form the reversal, but it hit the key level, much like today, right? It was just a 5-minute reversal, but it fails, which can happen a lot. But if it doesn't, then you need to see 10 a.m. reverse and have that small opposing run, which I'll find an example for you, probably. All right, it's kind of like this. So let's just pretend this is 10 a.m. But as you see, 2 a.m., 2 a.m. candle, we hit the reversal point, right? So it clearly didn't form the reversal, right? Because it's an expansion candle. So again, we want to see that small opposing run, and then we need to see the reversal printed inside of this candle, right? So if the reversal already happened inside this candle, the objective is still open. 10 a.m. should open low, high close, right? Because the reversal is already put in. Makes sense. So this scenario where you see these two candles right here, where in today's case, 6 a.m. hit the reversal point, create the S&T with the hourly high, then we have 10 a.m. really reversing. So if I go here, right, 6 a.m. hit the key level, hit the hourly opposing, not opposing, but not fair swing, but fucking high, then we expect 10 a.m. to either do this, basically be supported by this candle's wick, or do this. Open high, sweeping this candle's high out, small, remember, shallow run above the high, because we want the smallest wick possible, and then expansion lower. There's only two ways it can happen. Then here, the 10 a.m. high is manipulation with SMT. That is key, right? If I'm using fractal model or your model, how much risk per trade is good? Well, it depends on your account size. I would say 10% of total drawdown is fine. Full TP and ES, good work. Yes, sir. Does that make sense though, guys? Why we reversed here today? Why I was looking for shorts? I can do this more at once. Usually there's like multiple assets that are like clean. Shit's fire. But I would only say New York for today was just indices. Sometimes like all three assets I trade are clean. You can catch expansion. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. All right. What other questions we got? Chatters. All right. Yeah, was just a bit tricked since the prior opposing one was so big. It's not so big. Like it's not actually large. It's not insanely large. I'll tell you the daily opposing one is large. So what do we have right now? The weekly candle supports right this, but this is not an incredibly large opposing run. I'll show you what it is like pretty large opposing run. It's it's because right the reversal points should be formed basically at this area. That's why it's tradable. There's there's really nowhere else for it to form, you know? So when we see SMT inside of the wick, right, that's one of the additions that we like to see. then it's tradable, right? But I will say the daily candle is quite a large opposing run, so we can't really expect expansion through these lows. I just really want a TP today, if I had to give you a um, idea on that. But I'll show you like a large opposing run. It's just like not critical. Like this, bro. Like this is pretty large, but like I said, if there's S&T, right? If a volatility driver creates a low, so 930, technically, like you could trade it. Um, and what else do we need, by the way? A 1 hour expansion candle, which we don't have, so I'm not trading this actually. But the daily wick is supporting it, right? I'm just zoomed out, but it's small, right? Um, so this is when we look for the next candle to basically expand, right? And there you go. Just a lack of follow through, but it gets there. What's another small one? Oh, look at this one too. So this is a big one. Oh, that's kind of weird to say, but this is a large opposing run. But what do we see on the daily chart? Small opposing run. What do we see on the hourly chart? Small opposing run. What do we see at the lower time frames? Manipulation, SMT, 930. You know, so you can fade it, but and like I said, this is where the low today will form if it's going to reverse. Is SMT. So when you have that scenario, um, with those other confluences, like it's tradable, right? But yeah, let's go ahead and expand to here, brother. Brother, how to define? I already went over that. Yeah, I went over that. So it's gonna be the weekly or the I guess I didn't go over it in detail, but it's gonna be using the weekly candle, finding a protected low on the weekly candle, which would give you protected low for the daily chart. Or yeah, pretty much. So like if I go here, right? If I go here, for example, now we're missing a day because it doesn't really matter. Actually, it doesn't fucking matter. So basically, Monday, Tuesday consolidation. So none of these protected lows, right? But when we run these failure swings out and put in the SMT, I expect this to be a protected low. Why? Because the opposing side of this manipulation is failure swings. So I expect expansion, and we saw this open draw left, right? So until we reach this high, I don't expect price to revisit this low. Right? Just like this, it's just going to be manipulation, right? Just literally it on all time frames. Like we expand into EQ of a range. What do we expect when we expand into EQ of a range, or just after expansion in general? We can get a new phase of price. What do we get? Consolidation. Is this a protected low? No, right? If I go to the 4 hour chart and stuff, what do I see? I see failure swings here. So I don't expect that to be a protected low. But when we purge this low, and again, combine it with the weekly profile, for its Tuesday low of the week, then we can expect expansion throughout the week. Even though it's really lackluster. If I go to ES, it's a bit better. Right? You see the a bit better. Just overall, it's stronger. Um, but yeah, it's just going to be manipulation. So if I look here, if I go to this here, none of these sides are protected. None of these sides. So when we manipulate the low, I want to see expansion away from this low to trade these highs, right? And then is this high right here protected? No. Why? Because we didn't place away from this high. So what is this? Consolidation. So expansion, consolidation, we expand to the high, and then we reverse from it. So as soon as this, once I see the reversal being basically created, and again, align this with the weekly profile and SMT, there's SMT here, by the way. What do I expect for the rest of the week to do? Go towards this low, right? There you go. And then when you get to this low, right, this is a protected swing. like essentially. But what do we get when you get to this low, right? Consolidation. What does the next day do? Take out this consolidation low with SMT. So if this is going to be manipulation, it needs to expand, which it does. Align this with the weekly profile. Monday, creating the low of the week, the small opposing run, small opposing run, small opposing run, both weeks. So this swing point on the daily is what I feel comfortable trading away from. What do we have? This high now, right? This stuff over here, gross. So I remember AM Trades did a breakdown on this trade. So you're trading with a high and a low that are both not protected. You're gonna have to work internally to that. So what are we gonna use? A weekly profile. We're either gonna wait for two things. You either wait for one side of the range to get taken, trade the other direction, or we're gonna basically trade to one side of the range. Um, Again, I think this is that 3-day fair value gap. So you could maybe anticipate this being higher. But anyways, what we see here, Monday trades lower first, right? So we don't expect this to be a protected high the week yet, or we don't expect the low either, right? But when we see Tuesday taking out Monday's low, and then closing over this down close candle, closing over the weekly open, then we can expect price to take out this side of the range first, right? That makes sense in a way. Um, so expansion, consolidation, expansion is high. So once we expand to this high, do we have any protected lows to basically continue off of? No, we don't. So what do we expect the next day? Likely to come seek all these failure swings, right? Does that make sense? But we can do a whole like stream on this stuff. Yeah, but it's important stuff, for sure, for sure. But it's all manipulation, man. GJ, let's look at GJ. GJ. THTBP, JPY. Jingle bell, jingle all the way. All right, let's see this shit, boy. Okay, so look at the opposing side of this manipulation. Bunch of failure swings. That's pretty cool. The monthly candle. There's also a bullish one. It's also supporting expansion. We're using this fractally, right? So if this candle created a reversal, we expect this next candle to expand. Monday, we swipe out some lows. And right, so in this situation where Monday's the low of the week, do I expect price to, if this is going to be expansion away from this low, then I don't want to see price do this. So you can already anticipate this being the low of the week until we meet some like, significant objective, like something like this. And maybe you could see some retracement. But again, if we're going to continue to all the way to these highs, you want to see shallow retracements. You see how price expands away from this low? So I would want this to be a protected low. And then what do we see? Expansion, consolidation. If there's SMT here, that'd be cool. Let's check. So you see the SMT with this low? That is just manipulation, essentially. So consolidation between one candle. We have SMT at the low of the candle, which is just a fair value gap. So you expect expansion, right? This candle being the manipulation candle, this being the expansion candle. Makes sense. And we can also look at the SMT on the daily. I don't see any. That's fine. Wait, let's say Euro real quick. Hold on. It's clearly just weaker in general. As you see, like prices up here, but its low is kind of positioned down. Yeah, it's actually kind of cool. I don't even look at forex anymore, to be honest. Do I have an alert here? I thought I did. Maybe I did over here. Okay. Oh shit. What else y'all saying, man? I'm probably gonna end this pretty soon, guys. You still happy? The hell does that mean, bro? The fuck does that mean? Oh, yapping. Yes, I am yapping. I'm probably gonna end it soon though. Oh, I read that it's happying. There's no Y. Happing. Yeah, I'm probably gonna end it here, guys. Um, yeah. Hopefully some of y'all caught this short. But uh maybe I'll go live some more often and we can just watch price and stuff. I get my take on what price can do for the session. Because I only trade New York. There's no mechanical entry amount. I mean, like you could make a mechanical very easily, you know? Like you could just make freaking uh T-Trade's fractal model. Like you could just trade that. 10 signal. This was your signal, bro. I'm not gonna tell you where to enter, but I wanted shorts from here. That was really good. So I couldn't give you a signal on gold. Like there's nothing to trade. Like let's see if we expanded on a freaking yeah, like someone is asking me if I would trade this, but the answer is no. Would I trade this long? No, probably not. Because the opposing run for the 4 hours is quite large at this point. You should look at the quarterly assets. They've already extended, bro. Pretty extended. So I don't know how far it's gonna keep going. Not something I can really tell you. Platinum really hoed me. Freaking dude, this asset is ass. Like, look, I might just start. I might stop trading this shit. Like, look at the daily chart, dude. It's disgusting, bro. Equal highs, equal lows. I don't know, dude. Gross. I'll tell you what, the HG is actually kind of clean. It's not clean this week right now, but I've been looking at it, and for the profile that I trade, it really moves in New York. You're gonna see that HG Platinum kind of move a lot in London session and Asia. See this shit? So I might just remove them from my fucking chart. What's the best assets to practice using it as hindsight data gathering tool? Oh, I mean, whatever you're gonna trade, what market you're gonna trade, so just use that. But NQES are the best assets in the world, so that's my opinion. So trade those, and or the next one would be CL and RB. Those are two very correlated assets. You want to trade assets that are really correlated. NQ is great. So is YM. I like YM. Let's see what YM doing. Dude, look. Like what? See, YM is in its own world sometimes, man. It really is. Dude, if I'm being honest though, this is actually kind of clean. Like look, consolidation. And then 6 a.m. If you look internally to the 6 a.m. candle, this giant wick. Look inside of that. We have 9:30 open here, running out this consolidation low and expanding back in the range. So I don't know if you guys remember when I was like, this could be a reversal here. But basically when price puts this opposing candle down, this creates a 10 a.m. wick, right? So open low, make an opposing candle, close through that. Now price is being in supports of this 4 hour wick, which is a reversal, right? Um, so you could have looked to target that. But again, like correlation is not there. So that's why I don't really focus too much on YM as far as S&P. I just really look at the profile. And again, 3 days of expansion here. 3 days of expansion. So you could expect a new phase of price in general. Ideally, the daily wick is smaller though, but this is why you can just target like this 4 hour high, which might be a fair value dip high, like on like the 8 hour. Nah, never mind. 12 hour. Okay, it's a 12 hour fair value dip, but it's really just session high. It's simple, not to like overcomplicate it. But um, I will probably. That is true. TWX is the best teacher. That's my mentor right there, man. Check that out. Is one of your old streams you gave you variations of New York. Which New York on futures only works for brain dead bias as well. What do you mean brain dead bias? Like it's so good that it's you can just use it as bias? Because that's true. I ignored 3 questions. Bro, it's because I was all the way up here and then it's like scrolled all the way past it just to get to the current. Um, but just tag me again. You catch short? No, I didn't trade it. I only traded platinum today, but because I was streaming, but it's fine. Like I caught a nice trade yesterday, so like not really caring. When next live, uh, maybe tomorrow morning. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I mean it really is though. Like dead ass. Especially when, like I said, when Asia and New York basically print a continuation signature, where like we're not going to reverse from those lows. So when you see the manipulation, you just target them. Like that stuff. Like I've done basically in this back test, I've just been doing that. And I'm like up 20%, barely even looking. I'm looking at the daily, obviously, but like I'm telling you, it's like really fucking great. Bro, why are you so obsessed with CRT? Like this guy needs to be banned at this point. This week, please get that daily bias narrative back test. You kind of already dropped a method while answering my. Yeah, we're gonna have to do it. But that was my first scheduled stream, by the way. I just want to see if I could. Yes, sir. All right, I'll catch you later, man. Y'all have a good one.